Good evening. This is CTV News for Friday, September 28th. I'm Janine Samuels.
And I'm Patricia Vallone. Thank you for joining us this evening. Well, the Senate Judiciary Committee votes to advance the nomination of Brett Kavanaugh to the Supreme Court, but only after Republicans were able to secure a crucial vote from Arizona Senator Jeff Flake, who also asked for a delay before the full Senate vote. Now, Flake said the delay, which could last up to a week, would allow for a limited FBI investigation into the allegations that Kavanaugh sexually assaulted Christine Blasey Ford while the two were teenagers. The move followed yesterday's long, tense session. What happens next is uncertain. Committee Chair Church Grassley will have to convince Senate Leader Mitch McConnell to honor Flake's request. Still at this juncture, Kavanaugh's prospects on the full Senate floor remain unclear, but we just got this into the newsroom that Kavanaugh's full Senate hearing has been delayed by 1 week while an FBI investigation into those sexual assault allegations is looked into by the FBI.
Well, the partisan fight over the Supreme Court nomination has garnered national attention. For a local perspective, we surveyed residents in Greenbelt and asked them to weigh in on the Judiciary Committee vote. Everyone that we spoke to, except for one, agreed with Arizona Senator Jeff Flake and the Democrats.
I think that it should be sent out to the FBI for an investigation right now. I think we should look at it in a bipartisan manner, which is what I think a lot of the Democrats actually are doing.
I think they've got to investigate the only way they can find out because, it's her word against his and, well, the good old boys, they always win.
Teenagers are kind of reckless back then, so it doesn't sound like it went too far. But after 37 years, a 17-year-old should be forgiven, even if he did it.
And confirmed just moments ago, we will be moving forward with an FBI investigation. Now, regardless of your opinion on the Kavanaugh nomination, some feel that Dr. Christine Blasey Ford was brave to come forward with her story. According to the Centers for Disease Control, 1 in 3 women and 1 in 6 men have experienced sexual violence at some point in their lives. And of these assaults, over 65% go unreported based on data from the Department of Justice. We spoke to Cheryl Banks of the Domestic Violence and Sexual Assault Center, who says it's never too late to report abuse.
So it might be a therapist, it might be a close friend. It may be a hotline. It may be calling up a hotline and just having that conversation on the phone. So they're anonymous, but there's healing in not having to carry that secret. I just spoke with a woman recently who called for some help at the hospital, and she has not spoken about this for decades. So we're getting some calls from people who are now seeking help and services, even though something happened a long time ago.
The University of Maryland Prince George's Hospital Center offers help to victims of domestic violence. If you are in need of assistance, call the number on your screen, 301-618-3154.
Meantime, 4 women say they were sexually harassed by a former manager at the Dave & Buster's in Capitol Heights. These women say the manager forced them to perform sex acts in exchange for better shifts and more hours. The attorney who represents the women filed a complaint with the Maryland Commission on Civil Rights. The agency is going to determine if there's enough cause to move forward with a sex discrimination claim. And the University of Maryland police are investigating a hate bias crime. Officials say on Wednesday an employee saw a phrase that is offensive to African Americans written on the men's bathroom stall. It was in the Technology Advancement Program building. The writing was removed from the wall and police are trying to figure out who did it. Just days before, officials say an anti-gay incident was also reported at South Campus Commons.
Nearly 50 million Facebook users' information have been exposed. The company announced the security breach today and says the attackers exploited a feature that allowed them to take over other members' accounts. Users were logged out of their accounts and asked by the social networking site to sign back in as a safety measure. Facebook is working to uncover the source of the breach.